Dontaesboxingnation, what's going on, guys? So after Ryan Garcia announced that he would be fighting Tank Davis next, and then said that he will be fighting Manny Pacquiao instead because that's an even bigger fight than the Tank Davis fight. Now the truth comes out, as it often does, and we find out who Ryan Garcia is really fighting next, and it's Javier Fortuna. Ryan Garcia, he announced that he'll be fighting Javier Fortuna July 9th. This whole situation, it makes absolutely no sense at all because Ryan was already the mandatory to fight the champion Devin Haney. Now he's going to take a step back, fight Javier Fortuna in an eliminator bout just to become Devin Haney's mandatory all over again. If you guys recall when Ryan Garcia was saying to Tank Davis, "Don't be scared when you see what I do to Luke Campbell, I want you next." When Ryan went on the Mike Tyson show and said the fight is written in stone, I'm fighting against Tank Davis next. It was only a day or two after he did that interview with Mike Tyson that then he announced that he's fighting someone else and it's not Tank Davis. And then all of a sudden he announced it was going to be Manny Pacquiao. Now he specifically said, guys, trust me, the only way I wouldn't take a Tank Davis fight is if it was for a bigger opportunity, a bigger fight, which once again was supposed to be Manny Pacquiao, which is once again why it really makes no sense that he's fighting Javier Fortuna when everyone wants to see Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. In fact, there was a poll on the internet that had over 100,000 votes. And it was a poll asking fans, what fight you want to see this year out of all of the biggest fights that can be made? And the majority of fans picked Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. They picked that fight over Spence versus Terrence Crawford and over Fury versus Joshua. And Ryan Garcia decided that he wanted to fight Javier Fortuna next. Now, the good news for Tank Davis is he's most likely going to fight Mario Barrios, moving up all the way to 140 pounds to fight an undefeated Mario Barrios, who's a champion there. And it's kind of interesting because he's around the same height as Ryan Garcia. In fact, I look at him as just a bigger version of Ryan Garcia. He might even be a little bit better because he may have a little bit better defense than Ryan Garcia. But if Tank Davis moves all the way up to 140 and he beats someone like Barrios in impressive fashion, he's going to be in the driver's seat. Tank is going to be in a position to where he's going to be able to kind of call shots a little bit more, especially if Ryan doesn't look good against Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna is going to be a very, very dangerous fight for Ryan Garcia. And it's not because Javier is just some excellent fighter. A lot of people feel that Javier is going to give him problems just because of the way Ryan Garcia, he looked against Luke Campbell. This is the reason why a lot of people feel he's not ready for a Tank Davis or even a Devin Haney. But we'll see. I mean, this fight is going to go either two ways. Either Ryan Garcia is going to catch him with one shot and knock out Fortuna, or Fortuna is going to be around all night. And if he's around all night, that's not going to be good for Ryan Garcia. I feel this is going to be a much tougher fight. Matter of fact, not much tougher. This will most likely be Ryan Garcia's toughest fight. If he can't get Fortuna out early, it's going to be a really, really difficult fight for Ryan Garcia to win. And once again, this says more about Ryan Garcia than it does about Javier Fortuna. If Tank Davis does take the Barrios fight, I truly think it was an excellent move from Tank and Floyd Mayweather. Once again, we all know race sells. We all know black versus Mexican is the biggest rivalry in the sport of boxing, regardless if people want to admit it or not. I mean, in general, some of the biggest rivalries is a black fighter versus anyone who's not black. Wilder versus Fury is a perfect example. But overall, at least by a margin, I still believe that black versus Mexican is the biggest rivalry in the sport of boxing. This is why it's a great idea for Gervonta to move up to a higher weight class. Tank Davis is doing something that Leo Santa Cruz attempted to do against him. Leo Santa Cruz moved up in weight to fight the bigger Gervonta Tank Davis. And here Gervonta is doing the exact same thing. That is what's going to make this win so impressive if he can beat Barrios, especially if he can stop him. I believe this win will open so many doors when it comes to opportunities for Gervonta Tank Davis, to where he's not going to have to wait around to see if Ryan Garcia is willing to get in the ring with him. I mean, he'll have options at 140 if he wants to possibly wait around to fight maybe Josh Taylor. I know Josh Taylor, once he destroys Ramirez, he's going to have to fight as mandatory, but he'll have options up there. He'll have a few options, because with Tank Davis, I think he is one of those fighters that can go up and down in weight without struggling, like someone like a Mikey Garcia, how he went up to 147 and he couldn't go back down to 135. I think someone like Gervonta, he will be able to go back down to 135, maybe even 130. So there's a lot of options for Tank Davis. But getting back to Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna, I am looking forward to watching this fight, because I truly believe that this will be Ryan Garcia's toughest fight. But one thing about Ryan is he does have power. He has power, and he could end the fight with just one punch. So we'll see how he does. There's no guarantee. There's definitely no guarantee that he's going to win this fight. And that'll completely change everything, of course, if Ryan Garcia loses to Javier Fortuna. So we'll see how it plays out. I was really impressed when I watched Javier versus Robert Easter, another real tall fighter. Matter of fact, Robert Easter is even taller than Ryan Garcia. And Javier did a really good job boxing. He was outboxing the boxer. You know, I mean, with Robert Easter, he's tall, but he fights on the inside, he fights on the outside. And Javier Fortuna, he was out-slicking him. So I was impressed. And that's what made me feel Ryan is going to have a lot of problems with him. Fortuna is really durable, too. You know, he's gotten knocked down. He gets right back up and wins the fight. So it'll be an interesting test. It'll be a real good test for Ryan Garcia. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elodiki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
An important message from Youth Fountain Laboratory, makers of VasoFlux and VasoFlux for Men. If you're over the age of 35 and over the years you've eaten pizza, dairy foods, deli meats, or meats with fat, you are likely to have some degree of plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. This increases your risk of suffering a stroke or heart attack exponentially, and no one wants such a catastrophic event to occur. Introducing Blackout. Blackout is made of all natural ingredients proven to help dissolve clots in the blood, remove calcium deposits and plaque from the walls of veins and arteries, improve viscosity of the blood, improve elasticity of the veins and arteries, treat varicose veins, and prevent the reoccurrence of plaque buildup. For more information, visit Youth Fountain Laboratory at youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856. And remember, to help unclog veins and arteries, get the Blackout.
Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man ScalpCarolinas on Instagram.
Love that.